So the bikes we deal in, like I've said, are second-hand bikes, but they're just not your ordinary second-hand bikes. They're very high-end.
The cream de la cream of the...
Cream de la cream, yes. So they are very high-end bikes, and most of them, I personally choose what comes to the shop.
Nice.
So that is for us to maintain the quality of what we have. The bikes that come in, would have the original components and very high components.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I bought my first bike, the Green Cycle Shop. It has two locations, in Lavington and in Kileleshwa. Welcome to the Bike Shop series, a show about bikes and everything cycling. My name is Victor Dawa. Please remember to subscribe and share your thoughts below.
So Green Cycle Shop, the concept is essentially, green concept, which is recycling bikes. And we started this concept in 2009. And back then we were buying and selling bicycles from our backyard. So we did that until about 2011, when we decided to come up with a more formal facility or shop where we would, have our clients come in and choose a variety of bikes as the industry was growing, and so were ourselves. So we started off with a container, and the reason why we did that was also in line with our vision of dealing in pre-owned bicycles and recycling. So we decided to recycle a container.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you're looking at also accommodating recycled stuff into the business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we also settled for the containers, because then we can move it and also recycle it. Yeah. So in 2012, we formally opened up our first container, and that has grown into the second container and to the shop that it is right now in this location. Yeah.
Yes, tell me about your bikes. I've seen really nice bikes when I come into the shop, and these are the quality used bikes. Yeah. And if you look at also the components, they are still in very, very good condition. Why did you opt for the second-hand bike market? And yes, would you tell us more about you bring used bikes, and what is the market's reaction to this?
Sure. So part of the reason why we deal in second-hand is the bikes that we sell for affordable prices would have otherwise been nearly impossible for an average Kenyan to buy when new.
Yes, very true.
Take for instance, we have Pinnacle here, we have Giants, which would go for in between 180 to 200,000 when brand new, and we're selling them for a range of 25 to 45k. So we make it really affordable for an ordinary rider to come and get a very good quality bike that will serve them. And I'm sure you can attest.
Yes, that's
attest to that.
Yeah, because I didn't really have a good budget when I wanted to buy my first bike. And I was also looking at something that would serve me long term, something that is strong. And yes, this is where I found myself buying my first bike. I got a very good Jag mountain bike, like I said, and yes, it has served me well.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So we invest a lot of time in the quality, making sure we go through an entire audit process of every bike that comes in to check out where there's wear and tear, where there's any damage, and then try and rebuild the bike to the quality that it was that we sell it. I think one of the reasons why, among us many, that we've really stayed afloat in this business is we offer very quality pre-owned bicycles.
Yeah. Yes, then apart from the beautiful used bikes that I've seen, there are also brand new bikes in the shop, very supreme bikes that you're selling. Tell us about some of these brands that you're dealing with, and what you really have in store for you.
So in addition to the second-hand bikes that we do, which is predominantly our business, but we also have people who are looking to buy new yet affordable bicycles.
Yes.
So we are unauthorized dealers for Giant bicycles. We stock Giant bicycles. We also have Trinks
which is also one new brand in Kenya. Fantastic one.
Exactly.
I've seen a number of guys buy it.
Yes.
Did Javi buy his bike from here? I saw him ride at Tradex. I thought he bought it from here.
Yeah, it could have been the case, yes. I need to just check the records. But we also have Twitter, which is a German bike, and we also do have that in stock. And a little bit of, almost a little bit of everything, to be very honest.
So you sometimes just bring different new bikes here and there.
The idea is not to restrict yourself to one particular brand, but give your clients an array of bikes to choose from.
Yes.
In addition to selling bikes, we also offer rental services. We offer rental services to individuals as well as groups who want to ride from an hour to for long-term use. So we offer those rental services. We have a variety of bikes from which you can choose.
Kids bikes, adult
bikes, you name it, whatever your choice is.
Mountain bikes.
Exactly. So we do have that facility in place.
Okay.
So in addition to that, we also offer bicycle repairs and service.
Yes, I've seen your workshop.
Yes, we have a very outstanding mechanic who's had his training, the doctor who had his training from Japan. And yes, so he specializes in mountain bikes, kids bikes, any sort of bikes that you need, fixing a broken part or just troubleshooting. Beyond really just looking at sales and everything, we have been involved in causes that are very passionate to us.
Yes, so like advocacy in
the cycling industry.
Tell us more.
So we've had conversations about how we can improve cycling with different media houses, but also issues around safety on the road. We would like to have cyclists feel safe and feel respected when they're using the road. Anywhere they go. And so that's the message we've been pushing at individual level, but also at public levels. But also we've had instances where people have a cause, for example, they're fundraising for, let's say, awareness around sickle cell. We had that. There was an individual seeking for financial support for treatment as a result of the bicycle injury. So those are some of the causes that are very passionate to us and very close to us, and we try as much as we can to be involved in such causes. I'm a humanitarian worker, so that's my background. So I do understand what it means, fundraising and the likes of that. So that's what also we've been involved in.
And as a bike importer, there are people who are also looking at getting their own bikes from different countries. They want particular specifications on their bike. How do you help such kind of people?
So I do have a facility that is able, and a process that's able to ship in bicycles.
Is it just bikes or also different?
Anything actually, anything bicycle. I have a shipping line that I'm partnered with, and we do a lot of shipping from the UK. I've been able to ship for nearly, 20 or more clients who are very particular. When you need the bike, you identify it, we purchase it, and we try and get it back here to you as soon as possible. On average, if it takes air, it comes here in 21 days, and then if it's a ship, it would be longer than that.
Probably a couple of months.
But also
it's worth the wait.
No, absolutely. And the same with spare parts. If there's any spare parts you're looking for that you cannot readily get in country, then you can speak to us and we'll ship that in for you.
When did you open the second shop, and what really inspired you to open that shop, and where's the location of this particular shop?
So the second shop has been in operation now. This is the second year running, and the reason why we opened it up was we wanted to bring services closer to the people, especially those who had children. And so the location where I went to is very much a residential type place with so many so many children, so many families.
Parents and families around that
Exactly.
place,
So something that's very close
Yes.
to them, and that's why we came up with that second facility.
One of the common questions that I come across in forums is, what do you look out for when buying a used bike? So I asked Mr. Patrick to give us some insights on this. Here is what you need to know.
So when you're looking to buy a second-hand bike,
Yeah.
first thing you're looking at is first have a thorough examination of the bike and look at the frame to determine its integrity. And when I'm talking about integrity is try and look to make sure that there is no visible dent on the bicycle.
Yeah.
Okay? And you'll also be looking for any signs of cracks, especially around where the joints are.
Yeah.
So if that passes, then that means the integrity is quite good.
On the frame.
On the frame, exactly. Then you will be definitely go and look at the wear and tear, which will give you a sense of the usage and how much life a bike has.
Yeah.
So you look at the tire, how much thread is left of it. You look at the drivetrain, the cassette, and look at if there's any worn out parts
broken cogs,
exactly.
Yes.
Broken teeth, bent chain, the derailleur. Is it functional? Is the tension
shifting well?
Exactly. Is the tension quite good?
Yeah.
Then when you've gone through that and looked at that, then you'll go and look at the mechanism. How is the changing of the shifters? Is it changing the way it's supposed to change? Is it responding fast as it should?
Yeah.
Or is there any any lag or non-responsiveness when you're doing that? That's really important that you look at that.
Yeah.
Now, having looked at all that, then now you need to look at the components on the bike. Okay?
Yeah.
Are they authentic Shimano parts, for example?
Yeah.
Or are they SRAM, depending on what it is? Or has the bike been cannibalized and replaced with non-original parts?
Yeah.
So you might want to look at that. So again, you look at the derailleur, you look at the shifter, the saddle, for example, is it in good condition? Those are some of the things that you need to look at, to look out for when you're riding
when you're buying a used bike.
Exactly. And then finally is the purpose and the fit of the bike.
Yeah.
Have a chance to sit on the bike, examine it, see if it fits you well. Okay, if it's going to serve the purpose. If you're looking for a road bike, you definitely look at the size of the road bike and exercise. And I think, given the events that has been happening lately, where you've been having so many cases of theft, one last thing that you really have to look out for when you're buying the bike is to check if the serial number has been tampered with, and the serial number is normally at the bottom of the bottom
bracket.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then always insist that the person who has or who is selling to you the bike is a bona fide owner of the bike.
Yeah.
So do they have receipts from the previous sellers, evidence of that? Do they have any records of purchase? So that's very important.
Pictures for the bike.
Exactly.
Ask more pictures for the bike.
Absolutely.
If that is really the journey.
Absolutely. So for me, those are the things that you really will be looking at. And just use your gut.
Yeah.
Buy bikes from reputable people whose address, yes, exactly, who have a physical address where in case of anything,
a local bike shop.
Exactly. But buying it off the street, somebody who's like, hey, I got a bike, and you're not able to trace that person, will get you.
What it says is a very dangerous thing, especially when buying a used bike. Yeah.
I agree with you entirely.
Never make a quick decision on buying a bike, especially if it's from a sole retailer, like just one person you've met who's selling a bike, and it's quick to sell that bike. Take your time.
Exactly.
Take a few more days just to see if you can. It doesn't really hurt.
And so that's what you'd really be looking for when you're buying a second-hand bike.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches.
Doctor, for how long have you serviced bikes? Sorry?
30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
Gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need.